Welcome to the Fearless Floyd Show. We'll begin in 40 seconds.
Start from the beginning. Yeah. You gotta bust past, don't catch no feelings. I come through with the style that's always revealing. From the block like the tick-tock, don't stop. I was that shorty, you know she was non-stop. I had the hot plot, chilling like a real god. Everybody know Big One was a show shot. You get high with the Don, here's the real supply. You get high with the Don, here's the real supply. It goes on, ain't no fucking questions why. The gangster of love, get the real fucking supply. What? She came through, giving me more than I can tell you. Everybody knows the next level. I'm so clever. Take the day off. Take the day off. Yeah. Get high on your own supply. Feel like a dime when you do or die. Just get high on my own supply. Cold do or die when I'm feeling like why. Choose a dime piece. Yes, one of a kind. Holler at me, I was one of a kind. We had a bill, throw the shoes to the side. Come on, throw them shoes to the side.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Fearless Floyd Show. As always, I am your host, Fearless Floyd. And tonight we have on Wesley Keith Mullings. We're going to talk about the auto bond. And if you're not familiar with that, let me get over here and get it up. I'm waiting on Wesley anyway. Wow, man, that light just kills my eyes now for some reason. Well, I thought I had it pulled up over here. Nope. That's odd. There you go. Okay, that's why I jumped tabs. All right, let me open this tab over here for you. This is a website. It's an odd website. I'll put it over here in the comment section. There you go. Get my ass out the way. There we go. Uh-oh, hang on. Black background. All right, here you go. This is the website. Self-insurance services for private individuals and families. And here's the warning in big, bold, red letters. And I read everything for my hearing or my viewing impaired, visually impaired audience. Warning, these products and services are designed for private individuals only and not for commercial activities. Which means if you have a, let's just say a delivery service, it's not for that. So basically, we redefine asset security by merging financial sovereignty and state-backed stability. Our exclusively designed service products, self-insurance, home rental, self-insurance, auto, self-insurance, healthcare, empower secured party creditors, state citizens, sovereigns, and micronations to protect their property without compromising principal or control. He should also have in there family offices, trustees, grantors, executors for the trusts as well. Legally anchored and financially unassailable. Every service product operates within rigorously structured legal frameworks. Statutory compliance leverages existing state self-insurance surety bond laws adopted by all 50 states for automobiles, evolving pathways for real estate and healthcare. And we'll clarify that 50 states. I did get an email after we did the first original show regarding the bonds. And that was one of the issues that was brought forward. Due to my ignorance about how this whole thing works, I was unable to even comprehend the email because I didn't know if they were asking questions where they had already gone into Wesley's portal or not. So I just forwarded it to Wesley. Wesley answered it and promptly, promptly he answered it. And this was what night? Whatever night I was at the Canelo fight. I think that was last Friday when I was at Twin Peaks. I actually sent it to him at Twin Peaks, and he answered it while I was still at Twin Peaks. So customer service, there you go. That's what it looks like. UCC protections, UCC filings establish clear security interests recognized nationwide. Fiduciary integrity, IRS participation mandates state agencies as fiduciaries, ensuring transparency and accountability. State Treasury backing, funds are held and managed by state agencies, guaranteeing liquidity and claims readiness. Simplified claims process can support net 30 term payouts. If you don't know what that is, just Google it, net 30. No premiums, no deductibles, no copays for the life of the deposited bonds or the depletion of funds, whichever comes first. I believe these are 10-year bonds. I believe the auto is $3 million. I remember off the top of my head. Our triple threat unmatched benefits. Number one, self-insurance, home rental. So that if you're a homeowner, you're buying your home, you already own your home, or if you own other types of real estates besides your own residence, which could be a beach house, a hunting lease, whatever. Or if you're renting an apartment, a condo, house, townhouse, warehouse, deer lease, you're covered under this with threat protection, threat prevention, stop foreclosures, evictions, and recover instantly from theft, vandalism, or disasters. Okay, I think with foreclosures and evictions, you've got some attention for some people. Not so much on theft, vandalism, disasters. Yeah, absolutely. So for those of you who cannot get flood insurance or wind or hurricane or fire or whatever, tornado, here you go. Exclusivity for private residences only, no commercial or ambiguous zoning. Because the last thing you want to do is get sideways with the state that's holding your bond in escrow. Start making some bogus bullshit, and then you get caught up in that. And, we're not here to violate the law. We're here to follow the law. That's what this is all about, following the law. They give us the pathways. They give us the instructions. It's just us to go, do the due diligence and search. The sad commentary on what that looks like from a bird's eye view is Texas just passed 800 new laws September 1st. So there's way too many laws on the books. All right, moving on to number 2, self-insurance for the auto. That's what we're going to cover here tonight. For vehicles held in private trusts, okay? For vehicles held in private trusts. There's no limit on the number of vehicles owned. It can be a motorcycle, RV, a moped, a golf cart, an RV, a speedboat, a personal yacht. You probably have to stack them to get up on that yacht level. Total financial control. Bypass premium hikes and adjuster disputes. So if there's any type of claim, the adjuster's the one who controls everything. So you are the adjuster with all of these policies. You wear two hats, basically. You wear the hat of the adjuster and you wear the hat of the person who authorizes the check to get cut. You don't sign the check. The check will come from your state as a warrant. That's a state check, by the way. So none of that. Rapid recovery, theft, confiscations, hit and runs, or boots resolved in days, not months. Okay, if you get your car booted, we're going to have to dive into all of this because we didn't cover any of this. So we're going to dive in to see how all this works. Asset shielding, prevent repossessions and creditor claims through trust-held ownership. And moving on to number 3, self-insurance, healthcare for personal health needs, preventative at need, and unlimited recovery for all family members identified and named by your trust. Inherent transparency, immutable audit trails integrated with state treasury systems. That's what I said. You're going to get you're going to get a warrant. And that's actually the kind of warrant you want because you can take that to the bank, baby. Global threat coverage, theft, damage, or title disputes resolved via sovereign complaint arbitration. We'll have to get in and dive into that. That'll be 2 weeks from today. We'll go over the healthcare, so we'll get into all that, the sovereign complaint arbitration. Y'all be sure to remind me, tune in. That'll be October 1st, 8 o'clock Central Time. Exclusive. First insurance product applicable to final expenses. Did you hear that? Final expenses. That means the whole burial ceremony, whatever that looks like for you. You want to go through the traditional funeral at the funeral home, or that even pays for a dinner afterwards that you'd like to invite all the guests, attendees. So, it does have some sweet spots, folks. I think we should dive in and find out more from Wesley. Why salubrious stands apart. Okay, and I don't know what I meant to ask him on that last show, but we just missed it. So we'll find out what that is. No corporate middlemen. Funds flow directly to state agencies. Zero profit leakage. Over collateralized security. Bonds valued at 200% of asset worth. Unrivaled financial safety. Sovereign alignment. Designated for those who operate outside subjugation. No adhesion contracts. Speed and certainty. 97% of claims approved within 72 hours via our 2-part process. You can select your product below to begin your journey. Here's a list of people that have, been inclined to refer this program over to Wesley or part of his team. But here are the products. Just click on here. I don't know. Let's get 1,000 of those. No, I'm kidding. Healthcare, you can look up to 5. So 25 million for healthcare at 10 years. And if you can come up with about $30,000. But as you see, the total is $7,650 for a total package. I did talk to him again about a multi-package discount. So, yeah, that is feasible. I'll let him tell you exactly what that's about. But anyway, he requests all this information, and I understand someone who has no idea who Wesley is or what this website is would put some of the sensitive information into a website portal. But, 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 there's a but. Here, there's no way to contact anybody that I haven't seen aside from going through the portal. Yeah, I don't see anything. So if you want to contact Wesley, it's extremely easy to get Wesley. Very, very easy. He's still not backstage. Let me call him. I figure he'd be back there now, like picking his teeth. I'm kidding. Let me pull this up for you. Real easy. You can do WK. We're just going to do it like that. And I bet it pops up. Yep. Let me show you. There he is. Don't even have to call him, man. You talk about serendipity. Hot diggity dog, serendipity. All right, here you go. All I did is put in WKM Trust in the search engine up here in the search bar. Click, boom. There it is right there. First one pop up. You can put Wesley Keith Mullings in here and you're going to get the same thing. You're going to, he's easy to find. So all you do is click on any one of these and his email contact. Just go get him, hit him up, ask him some questions. If you're a little hesitant or just want to make absolutely, positively, 100% sure that you're doing the right thing at the right time with the right people, because that's an issue. I showed you a couple banners earlier. I showed you Tanawa Downing and Jessica Saxton. I've never really spoken to Jessica at length. I just got off the phone with her. And another amazing mom out there, burning up the highways to get her child back. Another child illegally taken from a parent for revenge, basically, spite. I don't know the minutia of it, but this is happening all across the country, where the authorities are going in and to perfectly good homes because they got some tip or that person's involved in a divorce or some legal case or something with the government, and the government doesn't like it, and they come intrude and kidnap the kids with guns and badges and put them in statistically abusive homes. And I'll let your mind run away with that. So they were supposed to come on Tuesday, and it's because they had a flat. Their whole schedule got thrown off. They were in Chicago today. I was supposed to do a live with them. And I don't know if it was me, but they told them that, yeah, we're going to broadcast this on somebody's platform and we're going to get 100,000 views. And I don't know if it was that, but no, they shut down public speaking. So Tanawa and Jessica talked to the people that were there, and they've never done that. They always do something to delay it or, cut the time, or, okay, there's 43 people. We've got 30 minutes. You've got, 42 seconds to say whatever you're going to say. That's how they do that. Some stupid, weird ass shit, but they've never canceled it. So that was the first time they canceled it. So word out on the street is now they're headed to Kansas City, Missouri. But wherever they do end up, they will get with me in the morning, and we will do again another live presentation. We're going to see if we can get this one to work and function properly like it should have this morning. So, listen, this is something near and dear to my heart. Most of you don't know this, but I had a 14-year gap where I never saw my daughter. So I never saw her grow up, mature into a woman, and blossom and learn, and missed all that. So I'm very to all parents out there who have had a child taken away from them for that circumstance. So that's near and dear to my heart. Don't think it's not. That's why I have these folks on my show. That's why I'm supporting them. All right, we all ready to get into the auto bond? I see we have some comments over here. I know a couple of those were some questions. Gold Blueberries, how you doing? Welcome to the show, and we'll get these answered for you. So let me get Wesley Keith, up here to the show. How you doing, my friend?
How's it going?
It's going.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah, every day's an adventure. That's for sure.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And you turn on social media or the television, and it's really crazy.
Oh, definitely, without a doubt.
Yeah, they found 12 bodies in the bayous in Houston in 2025.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know if we got a serial killer or that's just somebody's.
Yeah, that's freaky.
Yeah. Well, welcome to Houston, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, this town's crazy, man. Now y'all know why I want to get out of it. It's insane. Just like the other night, I was at Twin Peaks, gunshot. I mean, and then now we're the poorest, largest city of the top 25 largest cities in the country.
Oh, yeah. There was a comedian that said, Houston is an hour away from Houston.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you get on one side and you try to go directly to the other side of Houston city limits, it would probably take you close to an hour. Absolutely. If you try to do it in the morning or at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, it would probably definitely take you an hour. Yeah, thank God the housing boom has slowed down and they're not building houses everywhere. They are doing apartments, but they're kind of slowing down on those too. So I think the economy's finally caught up to that.
Yeah.
Yes, poor economy. Wow. And speaking of economy, we'll dive right into the auto bonds.
Yes. If you don't mind, now for everyone listening offline, Floyd had shared with me that someone decided to investigate with a few questions about the auto bonds.
The email, I brought it up on the introduction. So
good.
Yeah, so, you're prefaced.
Perfect. So I want to address those point for point. So let me grab that email really quick. And there we go. Yes. All right. So the things that were brought up for this inquiry, the email, let's see, this person said that he's writing to share some research that he's done using AI and the bonds for the insurance. So I guess the AI took a look at the job form website, the form that we had set up, and it decided to investigate or research the claims that are on the site. So the claims that were brought up that the self-insurance leverages existing state insurance and bond laws adopted by 50 states for automobiles involving pathways for real estate and healthcare. And the AI was saying that this particularly was misleading. And one thing that I do when it comes to AI is I accept whatever the AI has to say. Because if I'm able to convince the AI to change its position, that tells me that I'm dealing with a reasonable AI. So I accept whenever it says something that, I normally don't, or it doesn't come off as in agreement with my position, or rather comes against my position. So, okay.
So basically, they copy and pasted
Yeah.
off the jot form, which I just read to everybody. So that's what they did, and they ran that through AI. So I had never read that. We didn't go over that in the original video, so I had no clue, and I didn't know where that came from. That's why I sent everything to Wesley. He's like, "Here, bro, I don't want to mess this up."
Floyd can tell you that I had an email response ready for him in like less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, I told him that. I mean, like, I was at Twin Peaks when you did that.
It was quick. So they're saying that the claim that is adopted by 50 states for automobiles is misleading. Here's the difference between what regular traditional insurance does versus what we are doing. Traditional insurance does something called pooling. So all of everyone's premiums, co-pays, whatever it is that you're paying the insurance company, there's a huge money pool that everyone's money is dumped into. And that is supposed to be able to account for collateral damage. Parties that may show up later that may not realize that, oh, you have a claim that you can put in on this, municipalities or, the environment itself, being able to put in a claim on those funds. And then, of course, being able to cover or try to show solvency for these insurance companies, that all insurance companies are contributing to a pool. With what we are doing with self-insurance is we are number one prepaid. That is very different.
Let me ask you a question, get a little clarification on it. So, out of my own curiosity, maybe somebody else has it as well. So this pool, basically what the insurance companies are doing is taking all the premiums, dumping it into, let's say, a general fund, an escrow account that may have, like, for the deposit may go to profit after, let's say, 2 years, for an example.
Yes.
So yeah, if that premium went in, never got used, boom, it goes to the shareholders after 2 years, whatever that time limit is, however they have that set up.
Right.
But that pool has to stay with, now they know exactly how many people they have insured and roughly how much they're going to have to pay out every year. Just statistics.
Right.
Yeah, they have it balanced now. So that's basically what he's talking about, how the pooling works. And it's Progressive, Geico, State Farm, Farmers, all these insurance companies, all of it goes into one big general pool.
Right. Every single one of them. And that's per state.
Okay.
Each state has its own pool.
Okay. Does that go to the reinsurances?
No.
No? Okay.
What that is for is that's a general pool just for the public. What we are doing is we're prepaying the entire bonds amount with the state treasury. So the state already has those funds ready to go. So how this functions is that it's not so much an insurance product, but it is an assurance product.
Right.
All right. I gotta deal with this really, really quick. Give me about 2 minutes, and I'll be right back.
Gotcha. All right. Kick him backstage for a minute. And I don't know if y'all have ever been to his website. Let me go show y'all that real quick. This is Wesley's About page. These are his children. I know he has a relationship with those guys as well. Yeah, I don't know what that is, whatever it is. There we go. Back. You see, Wesley's got a lot of stuff done. I don't know what these different seals and numbers are. But basically, what this is this is his little booklet of who he is. All right, he's back.
Okay, I apologize.
There you are.
Yeah.
Oh,
Had a
no big deal.
DoorDash that I had to deal with real quick. Yeah, the last minute stuff. All right, so what I was saying, the difference is that this is not an insurance product. This is an assurance product. And being that it is an assurance product that deals with prepaid funds, the limitations that uh, normal insurance products are limited to dealing with regulation, we avoid all of that. So the principles that we are utilizing to say this is accepted in all 50 states, it deals with banking principles, not insurance principles. And we well know that banking is uh, permitted and encouraged in all 50 states. So that's the first thing. Next, let's see. They brought up uh, okay. Before mixes a few legitimate ideas. with several misleading or highly suspicious claims. Let me deal with the suspicious ones. We already addressed adopted by 50 states for automobiles, creating bonds and deposits for them, state treasury backing.
You told me before in the first video that it was 44 states.
Right. They have direct statutes that give that permission.
Okay.
The remainder don't directly give something that specifies self-insurance as we're quoting it. But it doesn't mean that the product won't work in that state.
Okay.
So it's kind of like how when we hear about what are considered non-positive law, right? It doesn't mean the law is not relevant or not enforceable. It just means that the title of that law does not fully encapsulate all of the descriptions of the laws that are under the title. So it's just a titling question or issue.
Okay.
All right. So with let's see. So the 44 states deal with being able to use bonds or dealing with something that is called self-insurance. The other 6 states, they don't specify that, but because it's based on banking principles, it'll still work in the state.
Okay.
All right. Privately purchased bonds, state treasury backing. Now, apparently the AI was trying to, or it thought what we were talking about by saying that we're working with the state treasury on this means that the treasury has purchased something and holding it for us. That's not the situation. That's not how we're operating with this. We are depositing to the treasury, and the treasury is holding what we have deposited for the use of, fulfilling claims.
Okay.
So the AI got that quite a bit wrong as far as what its thought processes were.
Which it's want to do.
Yeah, it happens. But again, this is why I accept what the AI has to say, because if the AI thinks it that way, it's very likely that regular people would think it that way as well. So this is an opportunity to show what it is that we're actually doing that's different.
Imagine dumb people using AI that aren't smart enough to know that AI is wrong.
Yeah, that could be a real problem.
It's going to be a huge problem.
Yeah.
Because people don't know. They're just going to take, oh, okay, that's true. Just like the internet.
Right.
It's true. I read it on the internet. It's true. ChatGPT told me.
Or they don't realize you could actually discuss things with the AI to get it to change its position.
Oh,
Just accept what's being said. So yeah, that could be a thing as well. All right. So the next thing, it brings up the claim: we create the bonds and deposit them for you. Funds are held and managed by state agencies, guaranteeing liquidity and claims readiness. They're saying this is a red flag, likely false, or at minimum requires strong verification. No problem. That's what we're here to do, verify it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we do have the right and the ability and the authority to create bonds. People are thinking that, only insurance companies have that right or that ability. No, they don't. We are being held as a surety. And if you are held as a surety, you also have the authority to create and issue bonds. That's a very long-standing, legal principle, right? You should be able to create contracts that you can perform to, which is what a surety is. So this is, I think the premise of what the AI is trying to address again is off. It's not direct. So
doesn't have the context behind the whole.
Right. Right. It didn't get the full context of what was said
Right.
or was being said on the website.
Right. Because basically what you're doing is you're putting in highlights of what this thing is about, and that's what they copied pasted were just the highlights of what it's all about.
Right.
So that's why it's getting some of these things out of context.
Exactly. All right. Next thing was state treasury backing. Funds are held and managed by state agencies. Now, I will be clear. I never said that the state treasury backs it. I said it's deposited to the treasury. If we're the ones that are coming up with, these instruments to fund this, and it is pre-funded, the state treasury doesn't need to back anything. It already has the money. Period. So that was a context miss for the AI. And that's what made that particular statement wrong.
What it says exactly is state treasury backing. Funds are held and managed by state agencies guaranteeing liquidity and claims readiness. Exactly
right. Now, and it may require that we need to reword it to say that the word backing means that the state is invested into it. But what we are doing is we have deposited these funds. The state has it already on deposit. So they're holding it, not backing it. So I might need to adjust that, which is fine.
Yeah, I mean, nobody gets it perfect on the first shot.
Right.
Trust me.
All right. So next one. Let's see. Or hold on. Let me stick with that one. State treasury backing real quick. State holding a required security deposit does not mean the state provides insurance coverage in a way that an insurer does. Yes, it's still looking at it as an insurance product. For homeowners and health coverage, California law and the Department of Insurance treat those as insurance contracts with licensed insurers. This is not about dealing with insurance companies. You generally
I think your usage of the word insurance is being utilized in an ineffective way when it's programmed into AI.
Right. So I may need to change everything that's said, unless I'm saying self-insurance. Any other description is really assurance.
How about why don't you change it to financial responsibility?
That same thing. I could definitely change it, but that'll be easy.
Because insurance goes into a whole industry.
Right.
That doesn't.
Right.
That's the law.
Which is fine. And I don't mind, the correction.
No, I know you don't. I'm glad I caught it. That's what we're going over on this video. That's why we're doing it.
Right. Let's see. You're saying you generally cannot replace homeowner or health insurance with a bond held by the state. Is thinking in a context of the way that the state typically uses bonds.
Right. Municipal bonds.
Right. It does. Yeah. And I think everyone understands that you cannot use municipal bonds for anything private or personal.
Right.
But when it comes to what we're doing, if we have deposited to the state, then we should be able to draw from what we've deposited, which is how this is supposed to function. So let's see. The no premiums, no deductibles framing is marketing. A real risk transfer for property and medical costs typically requires an insurance company. This is definitely
AI will make assumptions.
Yeah.
Trying to predict and give you an answer, before you even really asked it, and you're like, okay. And
right.
A lot of times that's wrong. And
yeah,
you got to reel that thing in when it starts doing that, because it'll get hog wild on you and take you
completely out of character.
Yeah, absolutely. and you be trying to reel it back in. And
oh,
yeah,
and sometimes it takes a lot to get the AI to get right.
get back on track. Yeah.
So,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, not a problem there. All right, next one: over collateralization, security, bonds valued at 200% of asset worth, unrivaled financial safety. It is saying that it's unsubstantiated, needs verification. Okay, not a problem here, because there's no other product that would do what we are doing. So, okay, they may not be familiar with it, but it will be something that, because of how we're using it, we will be able to substantiate what the claim is.
Right.
All right.
AI is not, whatever AI they used, is not going to comprehend the machinations of this type of self-insurance utilizing this bond process.
Right.
Yeah, because it just hasn't, nobody's programmed in there, hey, this is what this is.
Right.
So
at least of all, even if it's a short conversation, it's not going to be able to get the full context unless you really iron out everything.
Yeah. And getting from A to Z, as we just said, is quite the adventure.
It is. When I went through the research to get this done, it actually took me a year and a half.
I believe it.
So it was not easy to parse through any of this and then to figure out how to package or put it all together. This was not easy at all. So if it took me that long, and this is new, I can't imagine anyone without the knowledge of how to do this to be able to question an AI in a way that they'll be able to figure this out quickly. It's going to take some back and forth.
Yeah, and if you're not experienced with AI, a subscription AI, going back and forth and keeping it on track, yeah, I'm having the same issue with my red habeas corpus. It keeps wanting to go to left field on me. I'm like,
oh,
stop.
and this, I'm glad we're on this topic, because one of the things that I've grown to learn and appreciate, especially about AI, is that the more conversations you have with it, it gets a little bit more intuitive with what it is that you're trying to get at, or what you're trying to say, or what your communication style is, so that it becomes easier with the output that it sends, for the responses.
Mm-hmm.
But it takes time to be able to have these back and forths. And as a user, you have to be consistent with how you're using it. Because there are some people who, just by virtue of how they converse in general, they might be all over the place with a conversation.
Right.
And it'll be really tough for the AI to figure that person out, to say, well, what is it they're really trying to do?
Right.
Which kind of requires us as users to be self-aware, to know, how do I communicate with just anyone else? So that way I can focus on what I'm trying to do, so I can get the output I'm looking for.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the more I learn about AI, the more questionable it gets, because it's I would say the awareness that people have is, it's like the all answering eye or entity, it's got all the answers.
Yeah, and then it's going to take over the world. It's going to kill everybody. It's going to starve us, all that stuff.
Well, I believe they are creating AIs for that, but not the AIs that we're interacting with. Believe me, we're interacting with some really stupid AI. Trust me. the ones that they're playing with in the universities and research facilities. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like Google's new Willow chip, where they said that it took them to a new state of matter, like another dimension.
Still has yet to be proven, as far as I understand, because how could you even conceive what another dimension is? We can barely conceive what the fourth dimension
Yeah, our own reality. We don't even know where we're at.
is.
We don't even know if somebody we saw get shot live was actually a real live person, a real live event. Yeah. That thing's like a red flag there. You might as well put a red flag in everybody's hand that was there. They're all suspect.
Exactly. It's so wild. So
it is.
You know, and I had this is another thing, a conversation I had with somebody else talking about AI. They thought that AI is going to run everything, and my statement to them was AI is only going to be ahead of us by so much, because we feed AI, and as AI grows, we adapt as well. There are some qualities that we have and we will always have that AI will never have, such as imagination, creativity, being able to dream. And I'm talking about being able to dream in the truest sense of what happens in our minds when a dream occurs. So that is something that AIs do not experience, because they don't have the same existence that we do. They don't learn the same from the same basis. They learn from a huge pool and they suck everything down all in one shot. Whereas with us, if we tried to suck anything in like a big amount of information in any short period of time, we get brain cramps. Right? So we're forced to take a little bit at a time, and AI can't do that, or it won't do that. So there are some inherent differences between how we are able to accept information and then process it, and then an AI. So as a result, when it comes to any thought that an AI is going to be so light years ahead of us, no, it'll never get but so far, because number one, we are the aggregation source of its information, and then as it grows, we will grow with it. So it will only be but so much ahead of us at all times. Oh, you're muted.
Hopefully.
Yeah. No, really. And I would say to everyone, whenever you interact with an AI, measure it by how quickly or how fluently you are able to change the AI's position on any particular thing. The sky is red. Well, no, the sky is blue. Can you make the AI change its position? Can you cause it to rethink what it has given you previously and say, I need to correct this?
Right.
Because that will tell you if you're dealing with a real reasoning engine.
Right.
And by having a reasoning engine, now you're dealing with the artificial intelligence that everyone's talking about.
Right.
Everything else is just aggregated data, glorified Google.
Right.
So it being able to see what that really is, it also requires that we have to be self-aware. What is it that we're feeding the AI? Whether it's our own information that's being fed into it or others' information. How is the AI putting all of this together to be able to understand what it is that we are uh, getting back as answers? Which means we got to know our own context even when we ask the question.
Right.
I'm in a habit at this point where if I ask a question and I'm not getting the response that I'm really looking for, but I may have a foundation that I can start with. I'll go back to the question, rephrase the question to see if I get a better output of what I'm talking about.
Yep. Sometimes you can get sloppy. All right, let's
Right.
go over some questions real quick.
Let's do it.
Can we get contact information before utilizing a service? I only see a PayPal link, and I walked them all through that at the very beginning. Go to your website, put in WKM Wesley Keith Mullings, and you pop right up.
Oh yeah, my contact information is on the trust website. Yes.
Yep. So you can hit that up. I put the link up here. It's over in the comments. It'll be in the description below. And this is what I was talking about earlier. The average standard chat GPT is only 12-24% accurate when interpreting advanced baking concepts. That's probably accurate. Yeah. Mr. Menace, what is his website at YouTube? And I think he found it. It says you have no posts in over a year.
Yeah, I don't share a whole lot on YouTube simply because I know YouTube is extremely open, and I try to be very pointed with what it is that I'm producing for consumption over there. So as far as the insurance products, I hadn't created any videos that talk about that just yet. That is a strategic move on purpose. I do not want to get the natives restless. Because
this is all low key, we're not trying to get, 1 million, 10,000 people. No, this is small. It's going to be a small group. We're working on other things as well.
Right.
So I think if we can get all parties kind of in the same, on the same ranch,
right.
We might be able to corral them and get them all in a corral and act happily ever after.
It'll be so much better as a grassroots effort because your people are not responding to marketing ploys. They're just not responding to that because it won't be any marketing involved. You heard from somebody else who spoke to somebody else who actually experienced it, or you saw what somebody else was able to get done. So yeah, you want to join in. You want to participate. You want to be able to utilize this. Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it as a grassroots effort.
Yep, exactly.
That's going to be a lot stronger than any kind of marketing that ever existed.
Yeah, we want like-minded people who comprehend exactly what we're doing, how everything's structured, how we operate. Because yes, we're here to educate you and teach you as much as possible, but we're not going to go back to, square one and educate you all the way up to this is how you operate with a bond.
Right.
Yeah,
there's some prerequisites that are expected. There are some things that, some ways of moving and operating that we also expect out of those who participate with this, because we have to present ourselves a certain way when it comes to this matrix, so that the matrix is also not triggered when we are trying to interact. That's the best way to do it.
Right.
That's the best way to get acceptance, to show that you're not a threat.
Absolutely. So for the auto, the vehicles, whatever they are, whether they're RV or a moped,
Yeah,
they have to be assets belonging to the trust, right?
absolutely. Exclusively with the trust.
Okay. Does that work for all three instruments, the homeowners, renters, and health?
Yes,
So a trust is mandatory for all those.
every single one.
So,
Fortunately, it's not difficult to move those assets into a trust.
oh no, not hard at all.
So
Have to have the right documentation and the right records. That's it.
That's it.
Real simple. It's like running a business.
There you go.
So that's why we want the community small. We don't want to have to, listen. When you try to grow too big, you get too many people that just aren't on all the same level. And then you got to, stop and help these people and pull them up to everybody else's level. And you can't grow, you can't harmonize because you're always having to stop and help somebody.
Yes.
So that's why we want everybody that's on the same level, same page. If you're not up to par, then, maybe go get up to par, come back and visit, and maybe we can do something. So even if they apply, are they automatically guaranteed that they're going to get the bond, or obviously they have to meet some qualifications that we just spoke about, right?
Right.
So what would those qualifications be that they need to have completed before they even, open your
Gotta
portal?
have your trust in place. And what type of trust doesn't even matter. If it's revocable, irrevocable, whatever you want to call your trust, whatever type of trust that you're saying that you are utilizing, the key thing is it has to be an entity that operates by trust law. That's the focus. So as long as it is an entity that moves that way, we will be able to get this self-insurance product, this assurance. We'll be able to guarantee that.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. I don't know where the hell I wrote it down. Oh, right here. A lot of people don't have $850 to chunk down, or $2,550, $2,550 for a car all at one time. Are you amenable to doing some type of financing where they put a specified sum down and work out a monthly payment? Is that amenable in the future?
Well, the job form it shows it shows PayPal as
four payment methods,
right?
Mm-hmm.
As the primary means of collecting payment, mm-hmm. And PayPal has a feature called Pay in 4, where they break down whatever the cost is into 4 equal payments. It does require a credit review, and that way, anyone who puts in the application, they will be able to. You would have to choose a PayPal because with the PayPal checkout, you'll be able to do the Pay in 4. Now, if PayPal is not available, or if you are rejected through PayPal, you can reach out to me, and we have one more payment processing through Klarna. And Klarna is likewise another processing feature that breaks down the payments. I think it's in 4 equal payments as well.
Okay.
But Klarna is available worldwide.
Okay.
So it has a greater chance of acceptance.
So there's 2 alternatives right there.
Right.
So currently there's no in-house financing or some type of other financing company that could finance it?
No.
Okay. I have somebody working on that for a different category,
Okay.
and keep my mind on that because I'll forget.
Yeah.
But I'll try to remember to ask him because he has some accounts receivable. I was like, dude, factor them. Get paid.
That could work.
So
Hey,
get that contract, sell that shit off, get your money now, move.
that could work.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll work something out with that. Now, nobody has asked this question, but I'm going to ask it again
Okay.
because I think somebody that would see this in the future, a month from now, 2 months from now, has anybody effectuated any one of the bonds?
We're
Or
getting
let me ask you this first. How many people have these bonds?
So right now we're still at ground level.
Right.
We're probably at less than 20 right now.
Okay.
But for those who have gotten to the point of being able to finally interact with the states are starting to take a look at this. They're starting to give a real assessment of it. It's not being thrown back as, oh, this is a frivolous anything. They're taking it serious.
Okay.
So it's looking very promising.
Are this in just a small group of states, or is this like in 20 different states?
We're probably looking at about 6 states right now.
Okay.
Yeah. New York, Florida, Georgia, Virginia, Ohio. Yeah. So far.
Big states.
Yeah. These are not small states.
Yeah, those are all big states, heavily populated states. Wow.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. So, and that's across the board, New York to Florida, Ohio. Yeah, that's a good cross section from one extreme to the other.
Exactly. So, for those states to consider it this way,
Mm-hmm.
I think we're on the right track.
Right. So, yeah, this isn't something they're, flipping right back at us going, yeah, that's that SC stuff.
Right, right.
Yeah. So that's a good thing. So, so you're just at that level right now where y'all have effectuated it with the accounts with the state, and the state's acknowledging it, and that's pretty much where we're at. Because folks, this is brand freaking new. I mean, probably what, 2-3 weeks old, if that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So to ask for success at this point, we can't say anything about success, not yet. But we do know that by the existence of the laws that have been in place for hundreds of years, some of them are older than the country itself.
Right.
This is something that we have the ability to do. So let's go ahead and do what we have available. Right. Let's get this accomplished.
So, Brian and his group over there, they're working with the bill of exchange. Over here, you're working with the bond.
Yes.
So, in the private community, that's what I'll call it, and that encompasses everything.
Right.
Y'all know who I'm talking about. These are instruments and security instruments that in the community have been bandied about, you can do this here, do this there. But I think that over time, that when the people who originated those processes were doing it correctly, and then over time it got bastardized, and they created more laws, and we got to go over here and cut down this hallway and go up those stairs and jump out the fire escape and leap for your life. Yeah, this thing is brand smoking new, folks. So we're going to continue down the road and look at it and see where we get. Now, obviously, nobody's made a claim on it yet. Is anybody planning on having a pre-existing claim that they're in this just for something that's pre-existing?
Yes. quite a few people are looking to utilize this to deal with foreclosures.
Okay.
I have at least three that are looking to utilize the claim to pay off an active mortgage. So these are all big steps.
Those are huge. Those aren't hurdles. Those are mountains. Wow. Okay. Anybody utilizing it for health or hospice care?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Not yet. I do have inquiries for people who are interested in doing that. No one has jumped in quite yet. Or I should say, I believe my bonds are the first right now on the healthcare.
Okay. Are you planning on making a claim right off the bat?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well,
Absolutely.
good.
Now, I'll say that, I don't have like huge healthcare
issues.
But to be able to put in a claim, not just for myself, but for those in my household, is going to be priceless.
Yeah, just annual physical checkup, blood panel. I mean, believe me, I have good insurance through the marketplace because I'm a Native American. And there's a whole lot of stuff you can get done that costs a whole lot of money. And a lot of people don't because they just can't afford it through the insurance or the premiums or even the office fees.
Right.
Doctor visits and copays, all that stuff. And with this, there's no copay.
There you go.
And guess what? You get to pick whatever doctor you want, whatever hospital you want, whatever 24-hour emergency care clinic you want. Explain to us how this is going to work. So let's stay with the auto, because that's what we're talking about tonight. We'll get into healthcare and renters and all that later. So auto, all right. So my car gets broken into, my stereo gets stolen, so I make a claim. So do I take my vehicle to the dealership, get an estimate, and then submit the estimate to the state for payment?
Yes.
That's the step. That's it.
The state is going to reach back to the trust to say, hey, you got to claim it on this, on your bonds. Do you recognize the claim? You give your, one of three responses: approved, denied, correct. They cut the check on approval. Easy.
So, all right, you get in a wreck. I'm trying to cover all the scenarios. You get in a wreck, you're on the side of the road, wrecker driver, boom, they tow your vehicle. Now, how do you remedy that without having to come out of cash out of pocket?
Now, as far as the wreckers are involved, I have not experienced a wrecker. I'm not trying to say that I have all this experience.
Right.
But I've not experienced where you actually have to come out of pocket for a wrecker. They generally give you at least the 72 hours for whatever bill comes through.
Right.
So that being the situation, and if you're able to explain to that company or that person who's working the wrecker, hey, I just need to get this to the state, and the state is going to cut you the check. I believe that you'll be able to get a bit more cooperation of if you needed a full week for that check to be received, you'll be able to do it because the state is the one that's actually sending the money.
Do you have any type of documentation once you send the bond to the state of the bond, or that it's being held in escrow by the state, or any kind of state authentication that you could like, well, here's the bond, here's the state, wah, wah, wah?
That's what the acknowledgement will be. That's how it will function. So that acknowledgement is the state saying, okay, we acknowledge this package. So you'll be able to have that in your binder in the car. So you'll be able to show whoever, hey, the state has accepted this. we're going to put in a claim for this. You'll be able to get this thing paid out in so many days.
Okay, that makes sense. So with this, you may have to have some out-of-pocket money to do specific things simply because of expediency that you just can't, you can't call up the, state treasury and go, hey, I need a check sent, to ABC. It's still got to go through the mail. Still going to take a couple days, right?
Well, if we are able to present it well enough, the state might be in a position to extend that.
Okay.
But this is why we're trying to have a consistent presentation with everyone's bonds.
Okay.
Because the state already knows that, hey, it's got the money, so what's the problem?
Right. Okay. That makes sense. Same thing, blow your motor, obviously, the dealer is going to give you the highest estimate or, whatever.
They will. But of course, I mean, hey, you're being the educated consumer. You still got to, pick and choose what option you're going to take, right?
Right.
So if he's offering the most expensive, but that's not what you started with, are you going to really go for the most expensive option? Or are you going to get what you already had? Or can you say, oh, you know what? I can downgrade this. That's your choice.
So the payouts from the state, they go to the particular vendor or do they go to the trust?
Nope, they go directly to the vendor.
Okay, so how do you get compensated for lost wages for an auto accident?
Put in a claim.
Okay, so the check would come to you or to the trust.
That would go to the trust.
And then the trust would disperse it to, okay. All right. Anybody else got any questions while we're here? If you do, ask them. We're talking about auto bonds. I've dug in. I don't really can't think of anything else, I mean, if you have a car sitting out there and, somebody comes and steals your wheels and tires, obviously you can't get those replaced the next day without having to come out of pocket.
Right.
If you do that.
Now, in a situation like, for example, if you experience like getting a boot or that barnacle thing,
yeah,
on the windshield, right?
Or the what thing?
Barnacle. That's what they call it. It's a big metal thing with a suction cup that goes on the windshield of the car that blocks up 2/3 of the windshield.
I've never seen those before.
I think it's in Chicago.
Okay.
And I also think it's in Miami. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure one of the users knows what's going on with that. But it's annoying. And you have to pay to get this barnacle removed from the windshield.
Right. Like the boot.
Yeah. So in that situation, in order to satisfy whatever they're saying, you got to pay in order to get it off. We got to make sure that whatever is given or furnished to say what is due, we have to send that to the state to say, all right, well, here's your claim. Here's the invoice that shows the debt. Go ahead and, get this thing satisfied so that, we can get this thing off. And it might be necessary to account for a little bit of overage for additional time it takes for the check or the payment to get to the vendor.
Right. Which, the state, they take their sweet ass time.
They can. I would hope that this inspires the state to have faster back roads between some of these vendors. So it may not be a check cut, but some kind of ACH or wire transfer that could
EFT.
happen a lot faster.
Okay. Yeah, maybe XRP will come through.
Could be that too.
You didn't see that. What's up, doggy? You want to go outside or something, huh? Oh, you're over here pestering me. All right. Well, what else do you have to add to that? I think I've tried to.
Let's see.
We covered the boot.
Another situation.
Because I've dealt with the Mr. Bootman in Georgia before. That guy's making a freaking killing. Oh my God.
That's a rough one right there.
But all I did was call their registered agent.
Yeah.
As soon as I said my name, he had already looked at the video, the on-scene video. He's like, I need to send the check, Mr. Tarvin. We're not even going to deal with you.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, God.
It's a beautiful thing. Let's see.
4 days later, I had my money back.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Other scenarios.
Sweet.
In the if you have a situation where maybe an accident didn't happen, but for some reason your car has some kind of damage on it, it's just
Hail damage?
could be that. Something force majeure. I need to change my windows. The hail damaged it, and the roof. And it won't be a self-dealing thing, but it is to get your car repaired. So, situation like that, you would go to whoever is going to repair the car, get the quote from them. Same steps from there. Send that quote up to the state. State verifies with you. You say approve. They cut the payment.
So if you got a little fender bender and your car's got a little age to it and your paint's faded and paint's not going to match up, and you got to paint the whole car. So guess what? Got your adjuster hat on. Make the claim.
There you go. Or situations, another one. You hit some wildlife, a deer, right? Deer takes off the front fender, rips up the car, bends up the hood, whatever the case, breaks the windshield. You'll be able to put in a claim all the same. Hey, this is what happened. You don't have to take pictures and show proof. I mean, you'll want to for your own, record of what's happened, but you don't need to bring it to any third party to verify anything. Simply, again, get a quote. And then when the one thing that's going to be important for every one of these claims, you simply need to deduct from the bond's available amount. So that when you make the presentation, when you're on the side of the road, oh yeah, now I got to get towed. All right, yeah, it's not a full $3 million. It's $2,124,370.50.
Right.
But you'll have an accurate record that says, yes, this is available. It's still here.
So if you use up almost all that $3 million, you want to definitely go get another one.
Yeah, get another one. But being that it's $3 million, unless you have a lot of cars and a lot of things are happening on those cars, I do not expect anyone to spend out their 3 million before 10 years is up.
Unless they get in an accident and really get
Right,
hurt.
like a major accident.
Yep. Wow. And I can't wait to see this work.
Oh yeah.
And we're close. So
I got confirmation. What was it yesterday? That the let's see, it's the Registry Services Unit for New Jersey is working on buy bonds. So I'm very excited to hear what their response is going to be.
which hopefully within 2 weeks, we got a show next Wednesday and then the Wednesday after that. So hopefully we'll definitely have some updates by then.
Oh
Awesome.
yes.
Cool. Anything else you want to add to the show? Add to the topic?
Let's see.
We forgotten anything?
I think we hit pretty much everything, including what I wanted to say about the AI. So, I don't try to suggest or discourage any particular AI, but what I will say is that for all of the users that are out there, for all the listeners, that when you use AI, make sure that the AI you're choosing is an AI that can acknowledge if it made a mistake.
Right.
And correct that mistake. That's the type of AI you want to be able to use, because that's how we're going to be able to see the truth of what it is that we've been studying in the first place.
Right. Okay. All right, man. Well, I'm going to have you back on next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to talk about the renters and homeowners insurance.
Oh boy, that's going to be exciting.
Yeah. So y'all get y'all's pens and pencils out and get your questions ready.
All right.
So if you're facing foreclosure, eviction out of your whatevers, y'all need to tune in to that one, because that one's only $850. So that's very, very affordable for a lot of people. And, especially you break that up into 4 payments, 4 installments, you can digest that. And, I'll tell you flat out, if you got a roof that needs to be replaced or semi needs to be replaced, $850. Seriously? For a new roof? That may just be a pitch.
I'm so excited about that show. I'm gonna drop such a bomb. Oh
wow.
It's gonna be beautiful.
If that could be pulled off, that would get people's attention.
I mean,
like that.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, $10,000-$30,000 roof. Oh yeah, or AC. I know somebody right now that doesn't have the AC, and I think they said $18,000 to replace it.
That's right.
Well, that $850 looks sweet, doesn't it? Looks like change under the couch mattress.
Exactly. Let me look under the mats.
Yeah. Cool. All right, man. I'll see you next Wednesday. Thanks for being here. Have a good night. Great weekend. Be safe. Be careful. God bless you.
Take care, Floyd.
There you go, folks. Wesley Keith Mullings, WKM Trust. Go check him out online. Go there, and if you're interested in the bonds, hit him up. I'm not making a penny on this. Listen, folks, this is all about education. This is about us moving into a completely new reality of life, because there are very few of us out here who really know what the hell is going on. Social media, mainstream media, our government, court system, man, all that is just whack the hell out. I don't know what to think about our country anymore. I don't even, it's insane. So I'm trying to insulate myself as much as possible from the shit show, whatever that takes. And this is part of the process. So we have groups that are doing different things. And when you put them all together, hey, it's one big happy family. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to get, all the people over the private side and all the QAnons and everybody in between come harmonize, because they just flat are not going to do it. So I tried, I fought the good fight. So I'm going to start small, organically, just like Keith said, and there's going to just be a group of us. You see, he's already got 20 people. So it's not that big. This is a small, organic thing, and we don't want it to metastasize where it gets out of control, and the people that are involved, we don't really know who they are, and that's not what we want. We want a group of like-minded people who are going to move forward with humanity in the proper way. You see how Keith, he already has his children protected. This is what everybody must do. I mean, every family should have a trust. There's no reason that you should not have a trust and operate in trust. Protect your family, protect your family's assets, protect everything for your children and your beneficiaries and your heirs. And I don't care whether you get one from me or you go to Amazon and get it, or Scribed, or just borrow one, steal one, whatever. Even if you get AI to write one up for you. But everybody should be operating in trust. And, that's how you operate privately. That's where you go private. And people just don't comprehend that. And there are methodologies and processes out there that are for us that just, we don't utilize. Nobody wants to read anymore. Nobody wants to research. Nobody wants to do the hard work. As you heard, it took him, a year and a half to do that. Just like I told y'all with the private bank, boom, I stumbled onto something, but, I'm going to have to go really, really dig into that and get all the fine-tuning machinations of that, how that really, really works, and how I can make it work and how I can make it function in perpetuity, so we can, our children's children are all taken care of. We don't have to worry about it. The trust, the dynastic trust will run everything through the family office, through the private bank, and another little entity in between there, which I cannot yet disclose. So this is something that, I've been working on. I'm going to continue to work on. I always do. I have people in the background that do this stuff that I don't have on the show, that are constantly, they're at the tip of the spear. So just because I don't talk about it, don't have those people on my show, doesn't mean that I'm still not pursuing those avenues. I vet them all. Now I just don't come on and tell you, oh yeah, that process, that's a bullshit failure. Don't go listen to them or watch that video or whatever. No, I'm not doing that anymore. And if you're still stuck on stupid, you're going to be stuck on stupid forever. There's nothing I can do to save you. I've already tried. I've done video after video after video, spent countless hours of my own free time trying to warn you. And if you didn't get it, you're not going to get it. And I did my duty. It's time for me to move on, do bigger and better things with bigger and better people. So that's what I'm going to do. I will be back tomorrow night, Thursday, with the one, the only, the big bad wolf. Go get his, here he is. Bam! The bad wolf, James C. Lovett. Passport process, right to travel. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of things. I haven't talked to James in a hot minute. So we're going to see what he has to say. And Sunday, I have Stuart Hanty coming on the show. He's been on here before. If you don't remember Stuart's a former Nevada County Sheriff and state trooper. And of course, he had, he was buddy with all kind of people in law enforcement over there in Nevada. Until he met this guy in a waiting room and heard a story and said, "Hey, I think I can help you." And then the shit show started. We're going to hear all about the Roger Hilligus story. If you want to know more, go to this video in the description. Is a 3-part video series on the Roger Hilligus story. And it's a very interesting story simply because Roger Hilligus' parents set up a trust for their children, Roger and his sister. I don't remember his sister's name. They did everything by the book perfectly, except for one fallacy. They had a lawyer create their trust. The same lawyer that the daughter somehow convinced to go in and raid the trust, where she was able to take funds from her parents' accounts, go invest it in bad real estate deals. And you're going to hear the rest of the story. So tune in Saturday, 8 p.m. for the Roger Hilligus story and Stewart's ordeal. And it's been an ordeal. He had to basically flee Nevada. And that's what's going on. Same thing, with Jessica in Tenawa, the things that they're going through. This crap, man, with them stealing children by a gunpoint and putting them in foster care or child protective services, whatever that looks like, that shit's got to stop. It's a business. It's an industry. It's a multi-billion-dollar business. It's a business. They turned it into a freaking for-profit business. And they're using children as commodities. It's a racket. And it has to stop. In my opinion, the complete judicial system in the United States of America must be scrapped. All laws, shred them. Too many laws. Nobody knows all the laws. Nobody. No single person on earth knows all the laws. I guarantee you, if I went to the Harris County Attorney's office, he can't tell me all the county laws. I bet he can't tell me 10 that got passed September 1st. That's how insane we've allowed our society to become. And I'm going to keep harping on this stuff over and over and over. And don't think you're going to get saved by the Trump administration, by Congress, by Republicans, Democrats, liberals, independents, MAGAs, Mahas, Qs, your assemblies. No, go save yourself. Get yourself healthy first. Detox, fast, work out, get mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually healthy before you try to go help anybody else. Get your own house in order. There's some really insane things happening in our world. So just be prepared for whatever comes. I am at all times. And you should too. So if the bonding process sounds like something you want to dive into, man, y'all contact Wesley. As I said, I'm not in that. I don't have anything to do with it. I just saw that he posted it. And I was like, hey, let's go find out what that's all about. As you see, I'm just searching for the truth. I hope that I asked Wesley all those questions that were in the back of your mind that, why didn't Floyd ask this? And I hope I covered everything. So if you have any more questions for next Wednesday, when we will talk about the renters and homeowners insurance, which, fucking $850 for homeowners insurance. That's a no-brainer. Literally, that's a no-brainer. If you own your home, and that's homeowners up to 10 million. 1 million, 10 years. It's stackable. And I guess you can get as many as you want. Basically, it says purchase double the property's value. Thank you, Lee. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to see the end results, the fruits of the labor. Absolutely. Proof of concept, proof of success. It's got to work twice, just like a debit card. There's credits on account, point of sale system works, no operator error. Cha-ching, you're going to get your goods and services every time. That's what we're looking for. So I'm rolling up on, going on 2 hours. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate you watching, hanging around. If you don't know the music I played up front, Take the Day Off by Juan C. Vasquez, my friend, local. Man, that guy wears more hats. Director, producer, executive producer, writer, scorer, rapper, cameraman, editor, and go on and on and on. Some of us, we just wear a lot of hats, and he's one of them, a very, very talented individual. So as I like to do, spread some love. So I'll let him get some royalties from Google and YouTube for playing his music. So take the day off. I said, take the day off.
Take the day off with me. Come and take it off with me. Take the day off with me. Take the day off. Get on trap.
Good night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great weekend.
Okay, yeah, when mom cut off your welfare, I was there.
Thank you for hanging around after the show. I want to present to you Tailor Made Trust, featuring Ann LaFleur's Trust Series, available at tailormadetrust.com, as well as thefearlessfloydshow.com store. Here are a handful of the available trusts that can be built, custom tailored to your needs and desires. 25 different trusts, plus the DNA Trust Addendum. And as always, Ann LaFleur's classic trusts and ancillary classes, and also Ann's books on trust and specialty trust, which I also co-authored. If you'd like to get a class, a book, or have a trust custom built for you, always available at thefearlessfloydshow.com store.
From the block like the TikTok don't stop. I was at shorty, she was non-stop. I had the hot pot, chilling like a real god. Everybody know Big Juan was a show shot. You get high with the Don, here's the real supply. You get high with the Don, here's the real supply. It goes on and on, ain't no fucking questions why. The gangster of love, get the real fucking supply. What? She came through, giving me more than I could tell you.
And I'll see you in the next show. Thank you for watching, and have an awesome day.